Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Against All Enemies, and this is a new documentary from director Charlie Sadoff, and this focuses on the critical role that military veterans have had in domestic violent extremist groups, and how veterans are taking their oath in the military and warping it and using it to reinforce domestic terrorism and supporting like the January 6th insurrection, among other things. And this documentary, I'll admit, there's certain things about it that it's like, well, how many more things can we say about this? Like every other political documentary or government documentary, anything about American society is going to bring up the insurrection on January 6th. I don't know how much more this film can possibly say about it, anything new or interesting, and there's definitely some elements in this film that feel a little overdone, a little overanalyzed, but it brings a new perspective. It looks at it at a specific lens. How did we get these soldiers who are putting their lives on the line for their country over to supporting elements that are, frankly, very anti-American? And this film explores the perspectives of these veterans. What's interesting is you have veterans on both sides talking about how, hey, I did this oath, I have an oath to this, the Constitution, and nothing else. So, like, in my perception, if I see that you're a threat to what I perceive as America and the American society, then I could kill you. And they have people in this documentary that have that belief and express it very bluntly and very clearly. And it's like, kind of take a step back and have to process like, okay, this film is definitely painting both sides, and it does. And that's what I appreciate the most about it, is that they do have people on either side of this issue. And then you have other veterans who are disgraced by the fact that their fellow veterans are bastardizing and disgracing their oath by taking these very anti-American stances. And this film does a great job of capturing each of their perspectives, even all the way up to the final moments of the film, where you're kind of coming to its conclusion. And you even have one of these veterans who believe in these organizations trying to stop the steal and stop the big lie, saying he hopes that all Americans can come together in the truth, but he doesn't believe that's going to happen. What truth? And that's what's so unnerving and creepy and concerning about this film, is there's so many people that they interview that see their truth and have very warped perspectives. And you do have some good commentary and analysis breaking down some of these figures and how they have this one general who's discharged from the military, is no longer a general, but makes everybody call him general and leverages that authority and acts like he still is one. And it's like you ignore all the parts where it's like he did everything wrong, got thrown out of his position, disgraced his country, but he's a true American patriot. And that's the kind of film that this is. Sure, it gives you history lessons, it digs deep into, like, going way back to how military men helped found the Ku Klux Klan, and how military men helped increase voter intimidation and stopping black people from voting. And it gives you that history lesson, it gives you that context. It's all through the lens of how veterans have helped become part of such a big issue. And it'll present these perspectives and then show evidence of the contrary. It does a great job of structuring the arguments. I just feel like this film spends a little too much time focusing on things that have been done to death. But the new perspectives it does bring and this new way of looking at it is compelling, it's well argued, and well put together. And when it comes down to a documentary and you're trying to have something like this, that's the most important thing. And all the way up into the end where it has like its takeaways, it has deliverables, it has genuine ideas, and I appreciate that about this film. It's just one of those kinds of things where it's like, How many more documentaries can you watch about the insurrection and stuff like that before we become numb to it? Or we're just like, what else can we say about it? At least this, leans into that a little too much, but still is able to find its ways to uniquely look at, from the veteran perspective, how veterans are susceptible to these kinds of beliefs and everything that goes into that. It's an interesting and engaging documentary, certainly worth your time. But those are my thoughts on Against All Enemies. Let me know what you think and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.